for dude. Like if this Michael guy or whatever his name is, I forgot.
I think they rushed to this story because they didn't have the ending. While the folks at Fox 17 like our rig story had an ending.
I gotta say, Fox won this round.
And a love connection.
And they're not even gonna go the full effort to contact guy.
They said they have contact info. You gotta.
Well, they have contact information for dude who fell in the ring. So if Michael
is watching
TV at this moment. Yeah, exactly.
You guys got to up your game.
It's because Leon wasn't doing this story. So many sore knuckles on how he would have banged on for us.
Sore knuckles.
Until the corner was found.
Oh, you're in there.
I got your ring.
Next, some Western Michigan University union workers are pissed that the school has hired union-busting labor. It's a big no-no. Wait till you hear who they hired and for what. Coming up. Thanks to Meyer for being on board with the show. Great news all this weekend. Young men, check out the launch of their new internet and clothing line. 30% off the street. Get $50 at the tech shop. Also at Meyer. Buy a Samsung 32-inch LED TV. Oh, some of the amazing great deals going on. Good morning, West Michigan. There's some construction going on that can slow down your commute this morning. There's complete reconstruction of the road on Leonard between College and Ball. Expect various lane and road closures from now to August. At 16 between I-196 and Fulton is closed. And Fulton Street East is closed between East Belline and
You're a lucky son of a bitch.
Thursday. Good morning's traffic. I say West Michigan.
Jesus.
West Michigan is home to Macatawa Bank. It's the only place we do business. We care about the local community because we live and work right here. That makes a real difference.
Schmidt, commercial banker at Macatawa Bank, has chosen to work in a bank with a leadership team, which is customers connected directly with senior management when they need them, so they can accomplish more.
Choosing a local bank has made a positive impact on our clients. They get the decisions they need when they need to get their business ahead. Macatawa Bank is your local business bank.
Visit macatawabank.com/businessleaders to learn more. Metro is our passion. A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Can compression tights actually make you a better runner, or just make you look better? I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent. Runners who wear compression tights usually swear by them, but they don't actually help runners go further or faster, according to researchers at Ohio State University. The tights did reduce the amount that leg muscles quote-unquote vibrate, but that didn't translate into any less fatigue over the course of the run. Even though the performance benefit didn't pan out, the study's lead author said if you feel more comfortable wearing them, then you should go for it. My buddy, Jordan Metzel, who's a 35-time marathon runner, agrees. The fact that it psychologically makes people feel like they're running faster or more supported, look, it really doesn't matter, he says. If people feel like it's helping them, then it's helping them. Even if that helps, it just makes you feel a little better, or even think a little better. There's Instagram selfie. Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
most fun job in the